Such cues are evident at any health camp, with most people turning up to ascertain their health status, but mostly test for any non-communicable diseases they could have developed. Non-communicable diseases, also known as chronic diseases, are not spread from one person to another, but rather inherited and are of long duration with generally slow progression. These include headache, brain tumors, movement disorders, nerve and muscle disease, brain infections, epilepsy, and cancer, which are the most common. But why is there an increase in the number of people with these diseases?
Non-communicable diseases have been neglected over time, and these are becoming more and more important, mainly because of the changes in lifestyle. For example, people are becoming affluent as opposed to the earlier days where they mainly caught things which were in the environment.
According to Dr. Katabira, these diseases are driven by forces that include aging, rapid unplanned urbanization, and the globalization of unhealthy lifestyles. Most young people are developing these diseases because of increased food glucose and obesity, which results from poor eating cultures. Dr. Katabira further shares about how one can tell that they are developing the disease.
Obesity is one of those which is complicated very often by non-communicable diseases. But if people lose weight, they are active all the time, then they don't have to. Because the moment you develop, say, hypertension, stroke, diabetes, then you have to go on treatment.
Doctors say non-communicable diseases and their risk factors are an emerging problem in the East African region. In Uganda, it's reported that cancer kills 21,000 people annually. So if the person next to you collapses and they are suffering from a non-communicable disease, what do you think would be the first aid? Dr. Katabira expounds on this.
Whoever is around, if somebody collapses, the first thing always is to ensure that is comfortable, is able to breathe. Because if I collapse down, face downwards, it's likely that I may not be able to. So it is important to make sure that the airways, the places where air passes through, are clear.
The East African community countries are now training a block of doctors to deal with the new menace in the region. East African Development Bank has announced a shillings 200 billion project.
We have participants from Rwanda and Uganda doing exactly the same course elements that the Kenyan group did last week, the Kenyan and the Tanzanian group. So it's one of the steps in the overall medical fellowship program that EADB is sponsoring.
The fellowship will focus on early detection, research and treatment of cancer and neurological disorders, especially in communities where access to qualified professionals remains a challenge. Reporting for Urban TV, I'm Simon Oktela.